pretty simple. I win.
Hello, guys. How we doing today? Ready to watch Siena. This should be a more formidable test than the last game, even though Indiana shot like complete garbage in that last game, which was on Big Ten Plus. So I don't know how many people see it. I see we got. Thank you all for being here, and I see your comments coming in already. So Indiana ranked 37 in the nation. Thank you, Russell. I did not know that. And Sam Alexis on the jump. Siena gets the ball first. So the game is right on its way. But thank you all for joining me. Hit that subscribe button down below or hit the thumbs up button, whatever you would like. But let's just get into this game. Indiana needs to play a really good game in this one because, for obvious reasons, they're off for like 13 days after this game. Siena is a little bit better team, and they just want to have more consistent play out of these guys. So, yep. And so far they are a one-trick pony. Thank you, Airwaves. They just all 3 pointers. Now Enright's got the ball, bringing it up the floor. DeVries sets a screen at the top of the key to Wilkerson and then gets it back to DeVries. Playing one-on-one on the block over here in a fadeaway, and he nails it. 2-0 Hoosiers to start the game out. Siena 9-3. I looked them up a little bit, but I didn't look at any highlights. So, I mean, I just kind of figure Indiana has to be able to beat this team. They're higher in Ken Palm than Chicago State was, and I mean, which everyone's higher in Ken Palm than they are. But all right, Siena misses the shot. Wilkerson grabs a rebound and gets it to Conaway, and Enright has it at the top. All right, that was a little bit different of a step. Two guys came in, and then Wilkerson kind of replaced him and then just took it right to the hole, and that was a nice drive for him to finish that right there. But I hope all of you are having a great holiday. Christmas coming up in just a couple of days. And we know the Hoosiers are playing Alabama in the Rose Bowl now, so big things happening around this time of year. Jerry McNamara, second season at Siena, and he is a shade over 500 there. All right, Enright gets it over to Wilkerson. Down to DeVries again on the block in this one-on-one situation where he's backing him down, and misses the shot, but he will go to the line. Coach DeVries with the red on today. He mixes it up, you know. He red, white, black. I don't know what other colors, but and DeVries hits the free throw. But what do you guys think of this team? I definitely think we can learn some things about them in this game. I want to see him shoot like 60% on threes just to get something going. Siena running the weave a little bit up at the top here. There, dribble handoff. He pulls it back. He's driving left. And he gets up in the air with nowhere to go and turns the ball over. Schultz number 0 throws it away, and he's looking for that guy to cut baseline right there or what, but he was not there, and he threw it right out of bounds. Six nothing Indiana, 17:30 here, and DeVries takes a long 3. Not a great look right there. Just a little bit maybe fading backwards. Siena driving down in on Alexis. All right, and get it up to Conaway, and he gets it in on the fast break. 8-0 Indiana to start this game. So, and yeah, Sam Alexis at first. he has his hair is in braids, so throwing me off here. But yeah, really nice athletic move by Conaway to get out in front of that guy, and great catch and to get it back up right there. So Indiana, they're jumping on him early here. Here we go. The positive court of public opinion. Yeah, he missed that one. It was a little too tough. It was a little too tough of a shot, though. I want to see Conaway have a clean game and not turn the ball over. Like if he has only 2 turnovers or has a low number of turnovers, I want to see Alexis and Reed Bailey both be able to score down low on these guys and less of the ball getting knocked out of our hands. And I mean, we know rebounding and turnovers is the main 2 things for this team right now. Siena gets the ball knocked away, they keep it, but these teams like this, sometimes they get like some of the best athletes on them. Like this Chandler guy on their team, he's like a pretty athletic dude, but sometimes you're just getting like the best athletes you can get and then trying to see if you can teach them how to play basketball. So real strong drive there by Siena, and he just cannot put it in. Bangs it off the back iron. Now Connor Enright has the ball, brings it up the court. Wilkerson now back to Conaway up top, or Enright up top, and now to Tate Conaway, and over to Wilkerson in the corner, and he nails a 3. 11-0. Well, so far so good for the Hoosiers. Siena whips it around. Nice pass down low with the left hand there by that guy. But and he is going to the line there. Mr. Turn around so I can see your name. And who you guys rooting for in the Colts game tonight? If you're watching the Colts game, and he banged that one right off the rim a couple of times. No luck for. Yeah, I like it too. These guys, you gotta watch every time the ball goes up that somebody is getting to somebody and blocking them out and getting physical with people. You cannot watch. You cannot watch the arc of the ball. You cannot watch the arc of the ball. Do not be a spectator out there. I know we've all heard that before. Siena going with a full court press here, and DeVries gets it up to Conaway, and now back to Enright, and he's driving left. Conaway whips it around to Wilkerson, then back to DeVries up top, and he's driving with the left hand out to Alexis. Thought maybe he'd take that 3 there, but and they called an offensive foul on that, but bad possession for Indiana. Yes, the Colts have like I can't wait for this game to come on because I want to see, yeah, Old Man Rivers at home. I know the crowd is going to be going nuts there, and yeah, it should just be great. I think they got a good chance to beat San Francisco. But what for the Colts? I think getting uh DeForest Buckner back, and I think they got Sauce Gardner back. So they get some of these guys back. They should win this game at home. But it's a tough road for the Colts just because of the way the AFC is right now. So Siena is in like upstate New York, I believe. Let me look up there. Let me look up their stats here and just get a look at them. So the guard Doty, he's averaging 14.88. See who's they got one guy shooting 36% on threes. They got one guy at 36.6% on three, Jones. He's averaging 18 minutes a game. And then yeah, Doty is 33.3% on threes, but not many guys with a good 3-point shooting percentage on this team. I was looking at the amount of threes that Indiana's made this year so far and comparing it to where they were last year with Mike Woodson's team. And it's like we are like we are gonna lap that team in 3-pointers last year's team or the year before's team. If you look at those stats, like very quickly. All right, Wilkerson's guarding him out top, full court. And Siena dribble handoff. He's driving with the right hand and turn around and barely nicked the rim there. And not a great shot for Siena right there. All right, Siena's going full court with kind of a zone press here. Then they're going really playing man to man though, but they're just kind of like bringing three guys out to press. And Reed Bailey is in the game now, and also Dorn is in the game. So see, Dorn is hitting a lot of threes, and Tucker DeVries on a deep three misses. And Tucker DeVries with a nice steal. Him and Enright with a all right, and DeVries gets all the way in with the left hand right there. Thought maybe he'd dump it off to Enright, but really that was his to finish. He was out in front. 13-1 for the Hoosiers there. I knew it was coming. Brick. Yeah, it was a brick. Oh, there you go. They're putting a chart up here. So, yeah, Siena just does not shoot. Yeah, they play a physical inside game. All right, dude, back in Reed Bailey. I mean, right there, Reed Bailey. Whew. That was that's some nice moves by that guy to get that in there. I gotta hand it to him. I don't know how much Reed Bailey's got a good probably like 5 inches on or maybe 4 inches on this dude, but he's a thick guy. And Tucker DeVries grabs it right out of his hands. He gets the ball down low again. They were going right back to that, but and DeVries puts up a deep three in front of the rim. No good. And Siena grabs the rebound. They're gonna slow it up here a little bit. Nick Dorn guarding the ball carrier. Or the guarding the dribbler. Guarding the guy out top. And almost fouled him there, but and they fire up a long three. Enright with the rebound. 13-3 Hoosiers. This game seems to be going by pretty quick. 13 minutes left and nails a 3-pointer just a little bit before the 13-minute mark. Wilkerson nails a 3, 16-3 now, Hoosiers. And I want to see Reed Bailey get real physical with this guy, sticking his chest out so that he can't just beat on him down low. Like, get used to that. And you can tell that guy, he's gassed getting up and down the floor right now. But see, right there, he's gotta move that right foot, Reed Bailey there, and just put your foot right on the baseline, and you gotta cut the guy off baseline. You cannot let him go baseline right there. If you put your foot right on the baseline, you probably take a charge right there when the guy turns. But he got out of position, getting his body like out towards the rim right there. And yeah, that's just basketball 101 right there. Put your foot, like, use the baseline as like another defender. Put your foot on the baseline and drive him off of that. And Trent Sisley in the game now. So it's Wilkerson, Dorn, Sisley, Bailey, and Connerway. So Siena brings it back out top. They run a lot of dribble handoff to like a zoom action type of thing. And Siena nails a shot 5-18 now with Wilkerson over to Dorn and then back to Wilkerson. And he missed that one. That one looked good. That was one he has got to make. This game, I'm going to be super nitpicky. I really think, they got to play a really clean game, get some confidence here. And an offensive rebound for that dude. All right, I just got to rewind this and see like who blocked out on that last. Did anybody block out on that? Yeah, I know that was a short shot right there, but nobody made a physical move on anybody. That guy just made his way into the lane and grabbed that offensive board. I don't know how they fix that. They start yelling shot, 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 or people more. I don't know, to make sure. I'm sure he does. We don't hear everything that goes on. I'm sure he doesn't want to. I've heard him in the press conferences recently. Like, he doesn't want to discourage guys from taking the threes, but that's a that's a fine line to walk down when you have a team like this because, like, even in the last game, although if you're 1 for 20 and a half, you should be driving the ball. I'm sorry. If you miss 5 threes in a row, or if you even miss 3 threes as a player in a row, don't take another one. Drive the ball in, do something else. You just got to have a feel for it. And but how y'all doing tonight? I kind of hate the time of year waiting for the basketball team to get to the Big Ten season. I love this time of year, but yeah, once we get to January 4th, then we'll start seeing the real games, start seeing how these really have, like, so far we really have nothing to go off of. They played a couple of, major teams that maybe were a little bit weak, and they played The Minnesota game was kind of a fluky loss, and the other two, I kind of expected those were going to be really hard games. So it's kind of weird. Live by the three, die by the three, but we kind of want to see them play. Like, what's it going to be like when they play three hard teams in a row? Are they going to lose all those games? Or are they going to? Because in the Big Ten, you got to figure it out, and it could be tough. But Siena at the line here, they're hanging around. I mean, 7-18 now. Siena not doing terrible. Sicily has the ball. Now back to Connerway, and I might be behind this here. Wow, I didn't know. All right, Connerway's on the line. I don't know how I missed that. My TV was just loading there. So 20-7 now. Connerway hits a couple of free throws. The percentages they just put up there of yes, it does. Like, he has to get to the rim. I mean, he's the one guy that can really kind of make a move, take somebody off the dribble, and do that type of thing. Connerway drives, kicks it back out to Sicily, now to Wilkerson, and he's driving with the left, and he jump stops. Great move in the lane to go off of 2 feet right there. That I like out of Wilkerson. When he does that that slow two-step Euro step, I'm not a huge fan of that move. And Indiana gets a piece of it, and they get the putback to go back in. And Siena's back in the press here. They break it, get into the middle to Sicily, then over to Wilkerson, over to Dorn, and nail that one. All right, Dorn hit that one. This guy might end up being the guy that's going to start on this team very shortly. Um, and I think he's a little bit more athletic. I think he's just coming off of the injury and maybe a little bit. Yeah, Dorn is just when he is open. All right, a block. That's going to be a goaltend. It was close, but I thought it was a goaltend off the. And a nice pass by Wilkerson right there. That was we need to see more of that out of him. Early in the year, he had when they played some weaker teams, he had some games where he had like didn't he have a game with 8 assists? So, all right, Indiana's bringing the ball up 11-25 after that. And Sam Alexis back in the game. And Sicily has it back to DeVries, and now back up top to Connerway and over to DeVries, and he hits the three. Tucker DeVries, 3 of 6, 9 points. Siena, he's driving left, kicks it out for a 3 ball, and a long rebound, and Siena gets it. So you guys have all of your Christmas shopping done? Do you actually go to a place to buy Christmas presents, or do you Just buy them all online. Just buy all gift cards. And Siena hits the front iron on that. And the second free throw goes long. So he adjusted a little bit too much. All right. Enright with the ball. And all right, there's whipping around the top. Now DeVries with it. DeVries drives right into the lane and kind of a little bit of a sketchy shot there, but all right, Sicily with the rebound and Enright bringing it up now. 28-11, approaching 8 minutes left. Alexis has the ball, backing him down in, and a foul here. I'm with you. I love watching IU basketball. I've been watching a lot of Purdue this year. I mean, I probably watched more Purdue in the last 5 years than I did previously in my entire life. Well, I don't know. Back in, I used to have a lot of friends when like Big Dog was there and uh, Brian Cardinal. I remember those teams watching them. But wow, Siena takes the ball, gets it inside, but misses a shot. But pretty nice move by this guy to get his shot off there. He just missed it at point blank range. But I like this dude. Like I I like this guy. What he brings to the table. Number 11, just he's a physical guy down low. DeVries, now Indiana got the ball back, stole it away from him, and DeVries puts it back out to Enright, to Conaway, and over to Alexis for a big slam. So 30-11 now. Nice on the alley oop there, and they call timeout. Want to see Reed Bailey get into the game and do that. I want to see Reed Bailey get in and play against this guy and really take it to him. I mean, this guy's not even on the level of what you're going to see in the Big Ten. So yeah, Jordan Love getting taken out of that game yesterday. That was brutal. I mean, Willis ended up playing pretty decent for the Packers, but boy, the Packers they did everything. They did everything right to lose that game. And boy, I don't know if you watched the Lions last night too. I was watching that game. Weird game because I kept thinking the Lions. Oh, how are you losing to Pittsburgh like this? But the Lions kept scoring and kept scoring, and then that final play was just wacky. That's right. Work it around. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for everybody that's coming in. Only we got 22 people in here. I did not see like so many people doing this for Hoosier games, and I had some requests to do it. So I appreciate the comments and just the conversation and like Joe that came on the show the other day. It's like I'm normally watching these games, all by myself. So So it's always good to have the conversation on YouTube. I always like to hear everybody's opinion because I only got two eyes and maybe like half of a brain, and with all of your brains combined, then we can solve Indiana's basketball problems on YouTube together. Oh, Missouri and Illinois play tonight. And a couple other crap games, but yeah, I was just listening to the press conference of Signetti talking about the Rose Bowl coming up. So, all right, Siena with the ball, 11-30, under 7 minutes now. All right, this big dude's got it, and I don't know his name, but number 11, he is backing Alexis right down into the basket, and he pours in a bucket there. So Vogelfack, is that his name? Fullfack. See, these dudes at the lower level now, like if this dude has some, if any guy has a great year at one of these schools, they'll get paid handsomely next year to go to a decent school. All right. Well, Siena hits a couple of shots, 15-30, in a quick timeout for Indiana. So yeah, DeVries not looking very happy here, which I'm working on a video. I'm almost done with it, and it should be done tomorrow, hopefully. But it's about when Bob Knight made Michael Jordan cry, and just kind of stumbled into it, doing some reading about some different things. But I thought it was pretty fascinating. All right, Hoosiers with the ball after the timeout. Connor Enright's got it over to DeVries. They break the press, get it to Dorn in the middle, and Enright's got it up top now. Over to Wilkerson, back to Enright, now to DeVries, now to Enright, now to Dorn. They switch places, and Wilkerson fires up a deep one and goes off the back of the rim. Brendan Coyle, that's Jim Coyle's son. DeVries inbounds to Enright, now to Wilkerson. Makes a couple of moves, and the shot fake, and he puts it in. I was gonna say that was really close to looking like that that one play in the NBA where the guy does the gather step and everybody hates it, and he takes like 5 steps. But hey, if it works, it works. But yeah, I think he did a good job there, just getting the guy in the air, and then he maybe lunged forward. He didn't do the full, because I don't know if I don't watch much. I know it looks like Jim Coyle would have cut his hair that way. Just put a bowl on his head, maybe. I mean, he's got a little bit of the bowl cut with a little Forrest Gump from here down. All right, Sienna. I don't know how tall this guy is. He looks about 5'6" out there. He's probably like my height. And he hits both free throws. 18-32. So Siena really hanging around in this game so far. That's good. That's good. I like the coach to be pissed off before the game starts. And even after they win, it's good. Keep them on their toes. DeVries over to Enright. Wilkerson open in the corner. Nails it. Well, you like to see him just get up to like 50 points in the first half against these weaker teams, but Indiana 50%, 5 of 10 on threes so far. And Siena, they're not a 3-point shooting team, so 0 of 4. They're going to take a deep one. That is not looking good. That's the guy that should not shoot the ball ever. Dorn in the corner. Dorn hits one. All right. This guy is really a knockdown shooter. Siena driving, and he kicks it out, and ball gets tipped up into the air. And Doty hits a 20-38 now. Connor Enright gets it over to DeVries and back to Dorn. Open again. Oh, man. That was looking like it was good, but he's going to have to miss eventually. And out of bounds. Wild pass by Siena there, but this team has some athletic guys on it. I mean, they are not. They're keeping up with Indiana. They're just not very good at covering the 3-point line at all. I mean, they're giving up some wide open shots, obviously, but yeah, we do. I want to see him. Yeah, and I want to see Reed Bailey really score some buckets on this big guy. Get like 8 points on him in a short amount of time, and he needs that confidence. No matter, and the coach can help provide some of that confidence too. You get different players like that, and you never know where they've been or what they've done or anything like that. So, um, if Reed Bailey could get something going, I know I'm just like ripping on Reed Bailey the whole time, but I think this dude is a good guy for him to go up against and just yeah, Lamar Wilkerson was 17 points already in this first half. That's why everyone else seems so quiet. Tucker DeVries with 9, but yeah, he's just and Dorn with 6, Connerway with 4. Yeah, Connerway was real aggressive early, getting the ball into the lane, and then that kind of went away there for a little bit. So, and I don't know exactly what. I wish somebody would ask DeVries, like, what is his real expectation for big guys? I mean, does he think they should score like 6 or 8 points a game? Does he try to, slip them off the screens as much as possible? Because just against better teams, we're not able to get the ball inside to draw the defense in. Wilkerson with the deep one off the back of the iron. Ball flips up into the air. Well, Wilkerson went like full football mode into that dude, and Indiana got the ball back. Now Conaway in the corner for three. It was down in and popped out. That's a tough break right there. All right, Siena with the ball. Under 3 minutes left in the first half now. All right, they move it over, and their guard takes a three ball and I don't know what he did on that shot, but the way that dude really shoots the ball from down low, and it almost looked like the ball kind of started to fall off of his fingertips when he was going to shoot it. But yeah, Siena not lighting it up. All right, Reed Bailey gets the ball and tries to take it right to the rim, and I don't know what he would have to do there. He didn't dribble the ball. He just tried to keep it up a little higher. He does need to. They need to be able to get the and ones. I mean, your big guys that you rely on that at least one or two of those a game from your big guys down low. Now, Reed Bailey, knock on wood, he has normally hit his free throws pretty well in these games. So, and that one off the back iron, 39-20 now. Hoosiers up by 19 with a couple of minutes left here. All right, Siena over to Fulfack. Now to Doty, and he made a decent move, just was not really in a position to finish after he took those steps. They're inbounding. Siena get it out top, and Doty's going to take a three and missed it. Wilkerson with the rebound. Wilkerson gets it up quickly to Conaway. Wilkerson driving left and over to Tucker DeVries in the corner for a three. All right, 42-20 now. Now Indiana's really they're going to start pouring it on here. You like to see him end the half really, really well. The last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, definitely in football and basketball, most important. Oh, tough break for Siena there. That was down in and popped out. Almost feel bad for that guy on that one. Wilkerson back out to Conaway, now to Reed Bailey under the basket. Oh, and he's out of control. He really was out of control there. Needed to take one more step. Now Wilkerson with the ball, but Reed Bailey definitely needs a 110% right there. 110. I love when he was on The Apprentice one time, Lou Ferrigno, and it's like he kept saying that over and over, and then somebody eventually like, that is mathematically impossible. Wilkerson hits the three, but they just got Reed Bailey. I don't know if he just didn't play much around like down low game at Davidson. When I watch his games from Davidson, he spent a lot of time driving off of the perimeter and just driving the ball. That's kind of how they had him set up. So, but right there on that last play, I just want to see him like take your time, like work on your footwork. I always think of like that Drew Timmy was just a master of like working a guy down low and making him work and using his feet. All right. Tucker DeVries over to They may not, Russell. I mean, they may be just outside of that. I mean, they could still make the tournament because there's some other teams like UCLA, Wisconsin. I mean, a lot of these Big Ten teams are just outside of the top 25. But when you look at their schedule, they're going to have to beat, they're going to have to win some big games, obviously. And they're going to have to take care of the teams like Iowa. Iowa at home, like that could be um they're just going to have to take care of those middle of the road teams, and that's yet to be seen because Siena driving in with the left hand and not going to go there just was not happening. 30 seconds left, and looks like Indiana's going to they can't hold for the last shot, but it looks like they're going to hold the ball here for a little bit. 46-20, 8 on the shot clock. Tate and Connerway over to Tucker DeVries. Now, and just not a good shot that they got there. Tucker DeVries like dribbled it off his foot, and that may be. I mean, I don't know what kind of history they have. Yeah, they played bad in a couple of second halves although the second half against Louisville, they played bad in the first half and played pretty good in the second half. Scored 51, a wild shot, and now he's going to launch it. Nothing. 46-20 at halftime. Thank you guys all for being here. Yeah, they do just about. I mean, Chicago State was I had to watch that on my phone, so I just did not get it's just so hard to tell how when everybody's like this big on here. So but great night for Indiana sports. Now I'm happy because I watched the games all day yesterday. There weren't many interesting games on at 1:00, but I did enjoy watching some of the Lions. But it's always a long wait when your team plays on Monday night. And hopefully they have a Manning cast tonight since they're playing the Colts. I would love to hear what Peyton Manning has to say about these guys. Let's take a look at the stats here for the first half. 7-29 on field goals for Siena. That's 24.1%. So Indiana holding them down. 14-26 for the Hoosiers at 53.8%. Doubling them up in field goal percentage. 0-9 on 3-pointers for Siena. And that's a tough number to look at. The big goose egg in the 3-point category. 7-16 for the Hoosiers. So 43.8% for Indiana on the 3-pointers. 11-12 of free throws for Indiana. So hitting their free throws. And Siena went to the line 9 times, hit 6 of them, 66%. And 18 rebounds for the Hoosiers, 14 rebounds for them. They got 4 offensive boards, and that dude has got some offensive rebounds, which is I'm going to nitpick that. It's like they got to beat this team on the offensive glass because Indiana's got 2 offensive boards and 16 and 10 on the defensive ones. Indiana 9 assists and Siena with a 0 assist. I mean, they do a lot of dribble handoffs. This team does, so it that doesn't surprise me because they were doing a lot more driving into the lane. You're not going to get a lot of assists when you're always driving in that way. And if you're 0-9 on 3-pointers on your kickouts, you're not going to get. That's kind of an amazing number. 0 assists for a team. 2 steals for Siena, 4 steals for the Hoosiers, 7 turnovers for Siena, 3 turnovers for the Hoosiers. So that's good. Connerway and Enright, and they pressed a little bit. They didn't turn the ball over much at all there. So that's not terrible. 12 points in the paint for both teams and 6 fouls for the Hoosiers, 8 for Siena. And all right, I'm going to get a drink of water. I will be right back. Don't anybody go anywhere. We will be back in just a second. I'm going to take a pee and that's an amazing thing. I heard DeVries say that in the press conference after the Chicago State game because Indiana's 2-point defense around the is really really good, which is amazing because they don't have shot blockers and all of these things. So yeah, they almost set up perfectly that Siena would really struggle inside. But all right, I'll be right back, guys. He's back. I'm coming back. Put this camera on here. Yeah, I was thinking about letting Hillbilly Monkey do some of the second half. We'll see how it goes. He's very derogatory on the way he talks to the players during the game. Might be like HBO commentary. Hey, Robert, thanks for showing up. Oh, crap. You can't see me in the mirror back there in the bathroom. Hopefully, nobody was looking at my pecker while I was in there. I don't think this, well, you can Zoom on YouTube now. So, yeah, Tucker, he's a redshirt senior. Not like, I mean, one of the reasons I think, and this does not have to do anything with that, but why that Pavia did not win the Heisman was because that dude's been playing for like 6 years. It's like this guy does not. I don't know what they're gonna do about this junior college rule. I know they're gonna rule on this soon, but I don't know. The only thing I thought, because I did go to, I don't know if it was junior college or I went to a school in Florida that was like a community college or something before I was at USF, but it's like some of those places, they're like, you don't even get credit for the credits. I was like, well, just give me the test. I don't want to go to a junior college and not and pay for classes that don't count towards anything. Yeah, that dude was a tool. But second half should be starting any minute here, 7:00. Yeah, I don't know when some of these guys, any of these injured guys, are going to actually come back. All right, guys. It's like this is about to About to start back up here. Thanks, Corey. Hoosiers looking good for their first year under DeVries. Injuries considered and losses considered. It's obvious the effort and we'll be better there. Yeah. The effort is definitely there. It is hard whenever you're bringing uh oh, Drake. Yeah, okay, Jason Drake. Yeah, that's the guy. I love the Drake. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I like Connor Enright, but we are limited with just the combination of him and not having a good front court. It's like we need one guy that can drive and one guy that can really just muscle his way in. I don't know. I think like this team would like Khalil Ware would have been great with on this team with this type of a system because he could make his way up and down the court pretty well. Feel like he could go inside decently, but also could also take a step out. Almost like they need a guy like that, a lanky guy that can just run the court that's 7 foot, which don't come around very often. Got to find more of a defensive identity. The offensive is great, like all sports, great offense, but yeah, they're still getting there on defense. And the defense when they've played well on defense, if it's not against top level competition, it's kind of hard to get a great idea. Like we'll see where they're at, like you know, 8 games into the Big Ten season, see where they're kind of stacking up. But 8 points for Dorn in that first half, he's playing really well. So I mean, he's one bright spot in the last 2 weeks that's come on and played better in that second half against Louisville. All right, Tucker DeVries with the ball now. Wilkerson, he misses off the front, and Siena's got it, and they're bringing it up. Right, they get it out to Full-Effect down there, and he's gonna make a move on Alexis. I mean, a quick spin move for that dude, and he gets the ball over in the corner to hit it, their first 3-pointer, 23-46. But it seems like their coach told this guy like you're gonna be able to score some points down low on Indiana's bigs, and by looking at the way that they play, and Sam Alexis has the ball now, kicks it out to Connerway. I mean, just by looking at how they play, like that's definitely what their strategy is. Tucker DeVries with a kind of fading into the corner there and just swoops it in. So nice looking shot there. 49-23 now. All right. Sam Alexis denying the ball, steals it away, and Connerway then or Enright all the time. Connor Enright and Tate Connerway. Enright then gets it out. All right. He's got the ball. Nice spin by Enright and just cannot finish. Oh, would just love to see him get that one to go in. All right. Siena's got it. He goes cross court over to Doty for three and about a foot long short air ball that was then rebounded by Chandler and put back up and in. That dude's athletic and he was going right for that rebound there. Wilkerson gets a little sloppy on that. I don't know what he was doing because he had a wide open layup and he just loaded it. All right, Tucker DeVries goes over to the corner to Connerway and out of bounds off the Hoosiers there. Sam Alexis, God, we are not good at finishing when we get the ball right there. I mean, I thought maybe he got him on the arm, but I think he just lost the ball on his own. Right, Siena, they're getting it back down low. I mean, they're getting the ball down on the block and one on that shot. You can't let him catch the ball that deep down there. I mean, you got to put your knee in his back. You got to do something. You got to just push this guy out so he can not catch the ball. And Connerway tried to chip down on that on defense, but it don't matter. This dude's man out there. Francis Fulfack, 9 points. Every time I wish we had him on our team. I mean, see, obviously he's at Siena and he was up for the taking. Dorn skies for the rebound and he put that in. Reed Bailey. Oh God, I want to see the get it and one, but all right, Bailey there. Let's see what he's doing. He undercut him there, but you gotta be able to play through the contact and not like he looked like a paper bag getting blown by the wind right there out of bounds, but he misses the first free throw. Yeah, so weak inside. My gosh, you would like this. This is a test because now you can see like whether or not we beat this team by 100. All I care about is don't let that guy catch the ball that deep down by the basket. He cannot catch the ball where he's only got to take 2 dribbles and a spin move, and he's right at the rim. Right, Doty's got it. They're playing like a 2-man game on the right side, and he misses that shot. Wilkerson with the rebound, and Enright flying up the court. Tucker DeVries, shot fake, gets the guy in the air, drives in. Now Enright, back to DeVries, to Reed Bailey, back to Wilkerson up top. He dribbles right off of his foot then, and Enright has it, and Dorn for 3. Siena's got it. Misses. Doty has the ball, bringing it up and drives it all the way in. Oh, and he almost stole the ball away from Indiana right there. Like a real heads up play by him, but drove that right down the lane, put it in. Tough shot right there by Siena. So, yeah, there we go. First half, they just put that up there. 15.5 and second half plus 2.9. So, yeah, Indiana, they have got to take care of business on every possession of this half. You got 13 days off after this. Don't be thinking about the pie you're going to be eating or what you're going to be doing. They're not thinking about that. They're kids. I'm only thinking about that because I'm over 40. You only got a few things to look forward to once you're over the age of 40. Pie, Pie, sex, and drugs. That's all you have left. And no drugs for me. So just pie and I'm divorced. So nope, just pie. That's it. That's it. Yep. Gotta stop being so cold in these second halves. Just there we go. All right, there he is. Don't you want to say something there? Oh, look at these sons of bitches out here. The second half of these games, these guys just falling apart every 2 seconds. Can you believe it? Is it time for the Hoosiers to get their head out of their ass right now? All right, and right over to DeVries and an air ball, and that was an air ball for sure. You got an on a shot like that. Now, and right over to Wilkerson, and the ball go out of bounds. All right, the Hoosiers on the inbound here. DeVries, he puts a shoulder into him, and he misses the shot at point blank range. And Siena bringing the ball up the floor, 29-50. And the big guy get the ball down low to this guy. Now he gonna drive, turn, flip, switch, and he puts it in. 31-50, 19-point lead for the Hoosiers. And Wilkerson over to and Reed Bailey. I don't know if that shot gonna count or not. He put that in. He finally got the and one. All right, that's what you like to call the lollipop dunk. You know, that's when you put the rim up to 9 foot and you can't jump. All right, Reed Bailey on the, and they did not count that. He's because that basket interference. When you pull down on the rim and the ball go in, it's got to be the offensive basket interference. One that go down in. 54-31 now. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Hope you're having a great Christmas. Siena got the ball. Look at this guy. He backing down in. And that guy shot a shot right there, but I mean, that almost looked like he was just chest passing the ball he was chest passing the ball right toward the basket right there. And a bad pass by Wilkerson, and it goes right off the fingertips of Reed Bailey, and a turnover down in the lane. You don't want to see that there. All right, Siena driving, and what a acrobatic shot by Doty there. 14:02 on the clock now. All right. I gotta get a split cam. I also gotta No, I'm not a good ventriloquist. But we'll go back to him. Sicily, I mean, I suppose it seems like a lot of the guys on this team can sub in different directions. I would like to see him play Alexis and Bailey at the same time once. Just because they're against certain opponents, they're going to need some size. A great move by Tatum Conway. It looked like he was just going to either pass that ball out or just keep driving through the baseline, and he just flipped it up with the right hand. So a good move by him. Siena, those are the ones that when he's playing against better competition where he's getting in the air and then turning the ball over. So, all right, Tatum Conway now with the ball driving, and Tucker DeVries now with it. Drives me nuts when these guys all have their shirts untucked. I don't know why. It's just like, tuck your shirt in. Like if you're going to work, you don't go to work looking like a slob. Even if you're working on a farm, tuck your shirt in so you don't get some chiggers in your underpants. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do it. Yeah, he can. That Tatum Conway, that was a great move, making that move inside. All right. 33-54, Siena with the ball, bringing it up. They got this guard. He's quick. He cannot shoot at all. And he fired up a wedgie. And that is going to stay. Wait, no, it goes back to Indiana. I never know this rule. No, he shot like a gyro ball on that one. It was a cement mixer. Normally, I only see that in a baseball game, but Reed Bailey, he's the only. They got that 7-foot guy, but he must not be able to play at all. Whoa, Tatum Conway behind the back right there. I missed that one, but didn't put it in. Yeah, I don't know why he did not pass that off for the dunk, or he could have really went right behind the back right there to Reed Bailey. He would not have the ball in his hands probably nearly as much, but he was great at passing the ball out of the post. So I think he would be great just in that position. Plus, he could run the floor. He was not a slow guy. Siena inbounds and shoots one from in the corner there. Right. Tucker DeVries picked up a foul there. So 5 fouls on Indiana, 3 fouls on Siena in this half right now. Siena nails a shot. So Siena, 8 minutes into this half, and Siena's really hanging in the game, just like Chicago State was. And it looks like Dorn's going to come in, or not Dorn. That is who is that over? That's that Ristic guy, maybe. Oh, Dorn's out there. So 37-54, and Indiana's. Yeah, he's the guy. I said if Ware was on this team, I mean, him at 7 foot and the way he could shoot from the outside. I don't know if Darren DeVries would even take a player like TJD just because he couldn't shoot the ball from. He really couldn't shoot from even like 4 feet away from the basket. You notice his left-handed shot, he kind of like shot put it. He never like felt the ball off of his fingertips, which is a bad sign. Like somebody that just like never really learned how to shoot, which is surprising because he's from Indiana. But I don't know, guys, like sometimes these kids today, I don't know how many kids today really want to like actually like develop their game. I've seen there's a guy, I love his channel. It's called The Mid Range. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And this guy played maybe a little bit in the NBA, but he does videos reviewing things like those they have these things you put in your shoe, those VKRs, and it's supposed to make you jump higher. Complete bull crap. Complete bull crap. Yeah, they are. They're coming back right now. I think we all are kind of saw this coming, and this is going to be a battle with this team now. Oh yeah, we'll watch the UC Riverside play UCLA or Grambling State, Ohio State. They played them in football this year too and beat them like 70-0. Should be a lot of sports on all week, just like this next week. Nobody will be working. All right, DeVries inbounding it, and they got a real. They have a trapping zone on, or a trapping press on now. So Indiana, a little struggle there. They get the ball in, and then all right, 17-point game and another timeout. So we're going to the yeah, this has been a rough half so far. Do you think DeVries learns what kind of roster wins in the Big Ten? Oh yeah. I mean, I do think he'll get some big guys. I know he's got a 7-footer coming in the 26 season. So I don't know if that's next year or the year after. I always get, and I don't really pay that super close to recruits until it's like kind of closer time when they're going to actually be here and be practicing with the team and stuff. But I think he's going to get some big guys eventually. I think with his system, he needs the right big guys. Like obviously, he's not the guy that's going after like an Umar Ballo or a one that can't run up and down the court very well. So we'll see. I mean, you could even have a player like Sam Alexis that would be maybe more like a TJD or some, that would be that size, but just have more skill than he has around the basket. That's, I think, the biggest problem. Like, it's not all about size. I mean, Reed Bailey's, yeah, a little bit undersized, but he does not have great footwork around the basket. He just gets into his moves too quickly, and he kind of gets into that. So he starts freaking out, or I've seen him many times. Like he's bringing the ball up, like, and I think he thinks he's going to get fouled on a lot of those, and maybe does get some of those calls, but when you go up against better competition, sometimes you're like not going to get those calls. They're going to knock the ball out of your hands, and yeah, it's just going to be tough. So we'll see. Let's take a look at their. But they got some athletic guys on this team. Like they can press if they really put it together. They can press Indiana, which I want them to press Indiana. I want Indiana to be under pressure in this game and feel like we got a lot of work to do in the next 2 weeks before the Big Ten. It's not time to. Oh, and a bad pass by. It was floating up there. He had a chance to get it, and it gets knocked away. So just a bad after a timeout, a bad inbounds play, which just ends up being a killer. And then Siena puts it right in the basket. Dude drives in and gets tall. All right, there you go. Break the press that way. Tate and Conaway just do it that way. I mean, that's what I used to always love about Damon Bailey. He was like the human press break. Like just give him the ball, get him the ball, and he will get it past the line. All right, this dude's got the ball a little bit far away from the basket, but he's doing some crazy moves and he gets inside and he draws a foul. I'm very impressed with what this guy's been doing to Reed Bailey all day today. He's been putting him on a nice little fake by Connerway there. Yeah, it's pretty much like we have no clue what this team's going to be until a couple of weeks into the Big Ten. Then we'll know their fate. I mean, I guess I have faith in DeVries because of what he did last year, and I mean, I know the Big 12 is not the same as the Big 10, but that West Virginia is a tough place to play because they have to travel so far west to play a lot of the teams. But the Big 12 was really tough last year because Houston was really good, Iowa State's really good. Wilkerson drives and puts it in. Nice. I mean, they like Wilkerson was lighting it up in the first half. So yeah, 21 points for Wilkerson and 7 rebounds. He is playing really well. He's third foul on Wilkerson there, and that's not good. I mean, that's the other issue with this team. Him and DeVries, they cannot get into foul trouble in any game. I mean, they just and if I I don't know. Rewind and watch that foul. He just kind of reached in there or what? Let's see here. If it was a foul, I mean, who knows? These referees, it can go anyway. There was not a lot there. So, all right, kind of disappointing. I'd be excited about the Colts game, honestly. This Indiana better not lose this game. I mean, you're up 18 with 10 minutes to Siena, and he does. He flinches or he finches. He flinches. He does. You can't hesitate down there. You just gotta just take it to him. I mean, I think Reed Bailey's played probably one way. Davidson, he played one way his entire life. It's just hard to be that guy, and he's more of a finesse player, and then come into this team, and yeah, you're gonna have to put a use your body a lot more than you do in those other leagues. It's a body league. It's the thick ankle brigade. Fourth foul on Lamar Wilkerson at the 10-minute mark. So that is not good. That is not good. And I mean, he is, yeah. Yeah, DeVries is mad. I mean, he's not like screaming at him, but I would just leave him out there. Be like, play the rest. Do not foul anybody. Okay. I'll leave you out there for 10 minutes in this nothing game and don't foul anybody. So whatever. They're back in the full court press. Get it into Connerway. They try to trap him to DeVries to Enright. They break it, and Dorn from the corner, he nails it. This Dorn is really coming on strong with the threes. 63-42 now. I will be satisfied if they play this last 10 minutes like they played the first 10 minutes of this game. Oh, Dorn gets just completely faked out of his shoes there, but the guy misses the shot, so he got lucky. But all right, Sam Alexis now. He flips it up to DeVries. He drives with the left hand, fakes, looking, and gets it back out to Connerway. Drives all the way in and puts it in. Connerway playing super aggressive. Now, Reed Bailey should do in Sam Alexis. Connerway has made more moves like that right into the basket than anybody tonight. And he almost gets a steal, or they fouled him. But yeah, he took it right away from him. They called that on Connerway. Oh, that was a bad call. I thought it. No, there's no foul there. Well, one of the referees tonight is a woman. So, and no offense to any women watching this today, but you know, all right. Tate Connerway's got it now. 42-65. Indiana looking to score. Tate Connerway has it. He's dribbling and dribbling, He's gonna make his move now, and he did get an elbow up a little high there, but I mean that they called a little premature on the whistle there. Yep. He knows it. I'm sure they're trying to get this guy to play tougher. I mean, I can't see how. I would let him practice with the football team this week. Say, hey, get out there, push the sled for a couple of. All right, Sam Alexis is back in the game. Nick Dorn, he's a dead-eyed dick out there. Yeah, Enright's not even against these weaker teams, he doesn't really look to score. He had that one drive and he missed the shot, but yeah, he'll pretty much he plays with great energy. I can see that's why DeVries really likes him. I mean, he plays with great energy. Every time he gets the ball, he goes right into a fast break and then looks for somebody. But yeah, he's a guy that needs to hit like 2 threes in every game. Like that's all I would care. If he hit 2 threes, if he took, I don't know, maybe if he just took 2 threes and showed a little bit more. Yeah, and I think Gabe Cupps was a worse shooter, and I heard Gabe Cupps was supposed to be a good shooter in high school, but he was not a good shooter on Indiana, and he got a little too much on the side, you know. Maybe Larry Bird can do that because that was Bird's way, but he was also way taller, so that's how he developed that. But yeah, Enright's gotta hit a 3 a game at least. Would be nice. We're at a commercial here. All right, the most famous timeout is over, and Indiana's just gotta turn it on here at the end and finish this out good. Got 13 days off of Indiana basketball. What are you gonna be doing? Oh, is he? Is Reed Bailey 6'6" or 6'10"? All right, full fact at the line. 44-65 now. 7:57. So we've had the under 8 timeout, and Indiana loses the ball out of bounds. Connor Enright loses it out of bounds there. So DeVries is rubbing his face. He is mad. Oh well, whatever. Whatever you got to do to motivate these guys in the next. Oh, coming in next year. Okay, yeah. I think that dude is maybe the 26, 27. Oh, Nick Dorn with a nice steal, and I thought he almost traveled there. And Indiana just fumbling all over themselves. I don't know if they were eating icing. Were they eating icing out of the were they eating icing out of the jar at halftime, or they're or baking cookies with butter? I don't know. Siena has the ball. Doty throws it out. Three ball for Siena, and that shot did not look good. That guy got way too vertical on that to get that up there and barely got to the rim, but right there, right there is where the offensive glass is. Tucker DeVries, and I don't know if that was his guy, but he did not block that guy out, and he just struck right into the basket and grabbed that rebound. And that is the thing that pisses me off, probably more than anything. It's like, come on, don't let a guy from the 3-point line go weave through everybody like a bunch of road cones and then grab the rebound. Right. And they cut it back down to 20 again at 7:16. And they got the press on. They got everybody in the back court. And Enright with a long pass up to Alexis. Conaway does not take the three there and throws it over to Wilkerson. He drives to the other side of the court, tosses it into Alexis, and a foul on Doty here. So Coyle on Coyle. He's flabbergasted that they called that. I mean, I didn't see a lot of contact there either, but I don't know. They're calling it on this Coyle guy. Alexis hit that shot. He was backing him down in. All these guys on Siena have black socks on, and I was always told if you wore black socks to play, you'd get athlete's foot. Maybe that's a myth, but because I know, I mean, you get athlete's foot from the YMCA all the time. Yeah, he's a little unathletic and he's a little bit out of shape. Yeah, he looks like he might have fallen off of Jim Coyle's cabbage truck on the way to this game. Oh, come on, IU. Just let's finish this out. Well, Alexis hit his free throws. That was good. 45-67. Ooh, he bounces that one in. A good roll off of the front. I heard, I don't know what I was listening to, but I heard Don Fisher telling this story the other day about how he got the job at Indiana and or how he got his first like radio gig in Indiana. But he had like never done play by play ever, which I mean, I guess I don't know where you would do that back then, but besides a radio station, obviously there was no YouTube, but how he just lied to the guy and then did the whole game. And the guy was like, you better get much better in 2 weeks or else you're going to be fired or something like that. It was great. But yeah, Dandy Don Fisher, he lied to them to get his job. How about that? All right. Tate Conaway puts one in. He's got 12 points. Siena, Doty's got it. He's driving over to full fact. and he is pounding Alexis down into the lane. They are that guy is Indiana needs to take both Alexis and Reed Bailey need to take out of this guy's take a page out of his book because he does not he does not let anybody speed him up. If you notice, I mean, he just gets the ball and he just keeps working you and working you. And I mean, that is like he's the main he's kind of the main driver on this team that's always it's always getting it down low. So Vienna still hanging in this game by 20 points, and it's not what you want to see here tonight on December 22nd, a few days before Christmas with a big break. So, oh, there we go. Let's go over this. I'm going to pause this for a second. January 4th, Washington, Maryland. I wanted to talk about this because I don't know if anybody watched the Maryland game the other day, but I watched some of the first half, and Miles Rice turned the ball over like 7 times in the first half. It was unbelievable. But then they go Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, obviously, but just made me think, oh my God, like that Miles Rice, he was awful. He got yanked out of the game, and he was just almost unplayable when they put him in that game. Heard a comment, Indiana University located in the backwoods of Indiana. Hey, from Feliz Navidad from Belize. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Or Belize, or however it is pronounced. I All right. I'd tell him like you got 5 minutes left in this game. Finish this thing out, score 100, and hold them to 5 points the rest of the way, You got to challenge these guys in some kind of way, like every timeout or everything. You got to have a challenge for, especially for young, and they're not that young. They're just, I don't know. They look like they played better together early in the year. I don't know why, but right. Challenged by DeVries here. Well, we'll see. This will probably take like 10 minutes. Oh, you're stationed there. Well, at least you get the game on Fox Sports 1. I'm sure they got like Wi-Fi there or something. Well, I mean, I'm guessing they do have Wi-Fi because you're on the computer, so or you're on your phone. I don't know. Shout out to all my TV watchers out there. I know like 50% of the people watch on the TV, which I do. I watch a ton of YouTube on my TV, and sometimes I'll listen to it on my phone, like while I'm walking or something. Cool, cool. From Southern Indiana. Well, welcome in. That's cool, and thank you for your service. I salute. I give 10% of the AdSense revenue on here to tunnel the towers, but I've always supported them. I have a lot of friends that have joined the military. I wanted to join the military. It is a great thing. So thank you. Yes, all the veterans out there. Think about they're away from their families around this time of year, so it's a great sacrifice. All right, they get it in to DeVries, and now Connerway has it up top. So DeVries won the challenge there. It's pretty obvious. All right, Connerway drives it right in, and lays it up and in. He's done well in this game driving. He's been able to own who is ever guarding him. He's just taking him off the dribble like nothing. Siena doing a lot of dribbling with Doty. And bam, the big man for them nails a three, cut it back to 20. They break the press. Connerway and a big dunk by Alexis there. That's how he do it. I mean, they won't be running that long. Well, they're probably going to press the rest of the game, but break the press like that will end this game real quick here. All right. They off the front iron, and Connerway gets a rebound. All right, Connerway back to him. Looks like Indiana's just kind of like trying to take their time. Connerway. Yep, everybody. It looked like DeVries was calling for that play on the side. Everybody went out, and then Connerway drove in. Heck yeah, I'm ready to watch that too. Old man Rivers, he's gonna win this game. It's gonna be legendary. I think last week, because that was on the road, that flew under the radar a little bit. But I'll tell you where the inbreeding is. It's in these Amish communities over here, like Harlan, Grable. Tell you, I would go over there to buy mums and just different stuff. They have all sorts of stuff at this Schmucker's market, this Amish market. But yeah, it's sad. You see a few pinheads out there. Couple of chromosomes, a little too close together. It's 23 and me. The Amish community is like, I don't know, 26 and me, maybe. We got a few extra chromosomes just hanging off the end and the forming a like a tail. Mendenhall. Oh yeah, you used to work in Grable? Yeah. My dad used to work in Grable too. Yeah, this Grable days. Shout out to Grable days. They have a great if you're ever driving through Grable, they have a great general store there. It's just like it looks like an old school kind of like what Cracker Barrel looks like, but an original Cracker Barrel right in Grable. It's like a five and dime store. But yeah, actually I love the donuts they make because this Rise and Roll place, this right here in Fort Wayne now, it used to only be out towards Napanee, like where the other Amish people were at. But yeah, they've opened up a bunch of these donut shops and yeah, shout out to the Rise and Roll. And if you don't know about it, go there, get the caramel. It's like the caramel crunch donut or something like that. It's brown sugar donut. Unreal. Closed on Sundays. Heck yeah, Markle. I know that. That's like right when you're driving down three. I used to always just my aunt and uncle lived in Rushville. So if you're going to Rushville from here, just get on three, or if you're going to Ball State. But yeah, Markle's down there. Not a bad little town. I love all the little towns around here. I grew up in a small town, Auburn. Then I've lived in Huntertown until I moved to this apartment. What is this? What are these people wearing? Yeah, John Blackwell, he's a dude to watch out for because he's kind of the guy taking the place of, and I met him last year at the Big Ten championship. We actually went to Muldoon's in a Carmel. God, what is his name? Together, he texted me after the Big Ten championship. I'm just blanking on the guy's name. Sicily can't play because yeah. I'm kind of wondering. I thought earlier it looked like he was going to. Heck yeah, you got a big buck out there. I'm not a huge hunter, but I've gone a few times with a friend or two. I do love the tracking. That can be an afternoon of fun. All right, a foul on DeVries. Um, Kind of surprised he didn't put Wilkerson back in this game, but I don't know. Just kind of a less than stellar second half here once again. And I don't know, maybe it'll be completely forgotten once you get into the harder games cuz I don't know, you got Christmas coming up. I mean, guys don't look like they're playing lazy, but definitely just the intensity that they came out with was a lot higher. All right, Connerway over to Enright to Tucker, and he tries to back his way down in, gets it back to Connerway, and Wilkerson's back in the game. He drives in. Sam Alexis grabs a rebound. Got to get the ball. Get the ball up. And he turns the ball over under the basket there. Coyle fires up a three and no good. Tucker to Connerway. 2:30 here. Yeah, I'm pumped about watching Old Man Rivers too. Come on, Alexis, make a. Some of these I would just love to see them when they barely ever get the ball in the basket in the paint down low. If they don't get fouled, they turn it over or yeah, I mean, and Connerway is the guy getting to the rim out of all these guys. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these guys will wake up as uh they get into the Big Ten, they get a little bit more used to playing against consistently tough teams. But I mean, overall, compared to watching last year's team, like this team does not look like last year's team. They look like a slog out there at times. I mean, they look like just a bogged down mess. So that I'm pleasantly surprised that we're just not watching Trey Galloway call for 5 screens every time he brings the ball up the court. All right. Tucker DeVries grabs that rebound. We're under 2 minutes here. 53-79. Ooh, Connerway. And he gets a rebound in the putback, and that doesn't go in. Didn't hurt his ankle there or something, but Yeah, just another, but yeah, those hump years, they were bad. Yep. They're going to have a hard time filling those shoes. You know, it is going to be a hard time filling those shoes. I'm doing research for this video, and I come across all of these stories, but there's a Kobe Bryant story with Michael Jordan where like he had the Jordans on when they played against each other, and Jordan said to him, "You can put those shoes on, but you'll never fill them." And that was when the next time they said Kobe Bryant didn't talk for like 2 weeks until they played against Michael Jordan again. I think he scored 42 points in the first half of that game. You got to look that up. But sinister. You can put these shoes on, but you'll never fill them. All right. They brought in the wristage from Bailey. That's his game. You know, I wish he had, boy, if he had like just a something that he worked on. I was just thinking of Kurt Hastings. Like if he had a little baby hook shot right there, that's a lot better than he kind of got out of position. You do need to, I think, unless you're Shaquille O'Neal, if you're going to play down low, you need to have some moves. You're either going to play with your quickness with a drop step and be able to spin inside. You got to be able to go to your left hand as well, especially if you're going to drop step right, finish with a left. So, you know, I thought like Reed Bailey is a skilled passer and some different things, but I don't know. I mean, he needs a way to. You got to put the ball in the basket, whatever way possible you can do it. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the name of the game. All right, just hitting the 1 minute mark here. 55-81. And Siena nails a 3-pointer. So IU's got all the scrubs except for Dorn. Oh, tough shot there. Probably a big thrill for Siena, you know, coming, playing in Assembly Hall. All right. Well, that is it for me, folks. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Oh, Fran McCaffrey, great piece of knowledge there. He coached at Siena. The Freaky Fran and the Funky Bunch. Well, the Hoosiers get it done, 81-60. Let's just look at the final stats here, where they ended up on some of the team stats. So 7-29 for, or no, my stats just updated. All right, Indiana ends up 46% on field goals, 23 of 50, 9 of 24 from the 3-point line, 37% on threes, 26 to 30 on free throws. That's not bad from the free throw line. I like that. 86% as a team. 38 total rebounds to their 27. Siena got 9 offensive rebounds to Indiana's 8. And that's where I'm talking about the blocking out and all that stuff. We're going to talk about this game and some of these past games in an episode here soon. Defensive rebounds, 30, 11 assists for the Hoosiers. They ended up with 4 assists, but had none in the first half. And 11 turnovers for Indiana. And they ended up with 9 turnovers, which they took care of the ball. That's 24 points in the paint for both teams and 20 fouls for both teams. So thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.